Portgas D Ace, born as Gol D Ace and nicknamed Firefist Ace, was the sworn older brother of Luffy and Sabo, and the biological son of the late Pirate King, Gol D Roger, and Portgas D Rouge. Ace was adopted by Monkey D Garp, as had been requested by Roger before his execution. Ace was the 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard Pirates and one-time captain of the Spade Pirates. Hunted by the world government for his lineage, Ace was captured and sentenced to death, which resulted in the Summit War of Marineford, an all-out clash of powers, Whitebeard's forces against the Marines and Seven Warlords. Ace was freed, but he sacrificed his life to protect Luffy from Marine Admiral Akainu. Ace's death ultimately proved to be the catalyst leading to Luffy training for 2 years to become strong enough to protect his friends. Ace was much more intelligent, polite, and generally more bearable than Luffy, which prompted the Straw Hat Pirates to question whether he was truly related to their captain. While several people who knew Gol D Roger noted Luffy is quite similar to the late Pirate King, Whitebeard himself claimed that Ace's personality was not at all like his father's. It seems that among the very few things the brothers shared was their recklessness as pirates, and their near-bottomless stomachs. In addition, Ace liked to party as much as his brother does. When he boarded Buggy's ship, he was drawn by the smell of food and decided to enjoy himself while he was there. There were 2 running gags about Ace. The first was his rather extreme narcolepsy. He tended to randomly fall asleep while eating and conversing, leaving strangers around him wondering if he had died. The second was that he did a dine and dash routine wherever he went. This went back to his younger days with Sabo and Luffy, when they would often dine and dash in the city of Goa, and carried over to adulthood, as shown on 3 occasions when he was on Drum Island, Arabasta, and Lelugia Kingdom. Ace was also shown to be quite impulsive, much like his younger brother, as he too would make hasty decisions and, in some cases, neglect listening to reason. This was shown that shortly prior to setting out to hunt Blackbeard for killing Thatch. Whitebeard insisted that Ace should not go after him, yet Ace, despite his immense loyalty and respect for his captain, ignored his warnings and went off to find his former subordinate. Alongside his loyalty is Ace does not judge people by their appearance and race, but by their character, as he took in both Gonryu, a longarm, and Wallace, a fishman, into his crew while society had shunned both of them. As commander of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, Ace had authority over the lower-ranking subordinates. In addition, as one of the top commanders of the Whitebeard Pirates, he was one of the strongest and most highly regarded pirates on board under Whitebeard himself. At one point, while being captain of the Spade Pirates, he was even asked to join the 7 Warlords of the Sea but refused. Ace was strong enough to be acknowledged by the Emperors Shanks and Blackbeard, with the former saying he had earned his spot as Whitebeard's 2nd Division commander and the latter wishing Ace had joined his crew and emphasizing how his own formidable crew was nowhere near strong enough to combat Ace at the time, speaking volumes about Ace's strength. Luffy commented on how he never defeated Ace in a single fight. Despite Luffy already having the power of the Gomu Gomu no Mi, Ace did not consume the Mara Mara no Mi until after he left. Luffy was surprised by Ace's new power when Ace stopped Smoker from capturing him in Nanohana. Ace was trained by Garp, who had hoped to turn him into a fine marine, and possibly Dayton, the 2 of whom were responsible for training Luffy to the level of power he held before becoming a pirate. Ace also held a fearsome reputation. It was revealed that Ace received an invitation to join the 7 Warlords of the Sea while he was still captain of the Spade Pirates, though he refused the offer, which had subsequently raised his bounty over belly 100 million and attracted even more attention to him across the New World. He had defeated Doma, a notorious New World pirate, and his pirate crew all on his own, which is what got him recommended for his current post as the Whitebeard Pirates' 2nd Division commander. Due to his prestige and heritage, the world government granted Blackbeard the position of warlord after he successfully defeated and captured Ace. His overall reputation and abilities had earned him a bounty of belly 550 million prior to his capture and death. According to Sengoku, Ace had especially immense potential, described that it was Ace's rapid rise in power and fame that made the world government realize he was son of Gol D Roger. He went on to say that in time, Ace could potentially become the next Pirate King if he continued on, which was the most important reason why the world government was willing to start a war with Whitebeard. Shinjo himself said that Ace showed the most potential among the new generation pirates, and that his death was a good thing for the Marines. He was also a capable navigator, as he was seen wearing a log pose on his left wrist, while traveling from island to island in search of Luffy and Blackbeard on a simple raft. This also shows he was a skill tracker. Ace's willpower was strong enough to withstand Shanks' outburst of Hashiko Haki. Aside from the powers granted by the devil fruit he consumed, Ace possessed immense physical strength and endurance which he attained from the extremely rigorous training in the harsh environment of Mte Kalubo that consisted of him hunting and fighting wild beasts since childhood and traveling in precarious trap-filled locations. His incredible physical prowess was supplemented by his extraordinary fighting skills. Ace ate the Mara Mara no Mi, a Logio-type devil fruit that allowed him to create, control, and transform his body into fire. He could create and unleash massive amounts of fire for large-scale damage, as well as utilize small precision attacks. Later, after his death, it was revealed that Ace's burning fists also had the power to annihilate entire cities. Ace was one of the very few people in the world who could use all three types of haki. Despite this, he rarely used them in combat, being more reliant on his devil fruit abilities. Ace's haki had been described by Shanks and Ben Beckman to be fiery in nature, to the point that Ace's very presence was able to stop blizzards on an island for as long as he was there. As such, when he turned up on Drum Island, no snow fell at all on the island for an entire day. Ace possessed Hashiko Haki, which he initially had no conscious control over. He first demonstrated the ability at 10 years of age when he rendered the Blue Jam Pirates except for Blue Jam unconscious after an outburst of rage. He later gained knowledge of the power, as he recognized it when Luffy used it at the Summit War of Marineford. It was stated in One Piece novel A that Ace could use Busashoku Haki. Upon awakening it, he was capable of fighting on equal grounds with Vice Admiral Draw with Busashoku Haki. Although Ace has never been seen using Kenbunchaku Haki in the main story or the novel, nor has he been confirmed to have it in the databooks, in the manga adaptation of the novel, he was shown to have been trained by Thatch in its usage and uses it in conjunction with his devil fruit powers in his duel against Whitebeard. Ace carries around a knife, but is never seen using it. However, in flashbacks of attempts to assassinate Whitebeard, Ace was shown using various weapons, including an axe and a knife. As a child, he used a long bow staff made from pipe as a weapon.